Lilia Calderu is recently becoming a more known Marvel character due to her inclusion in Agatha All Along, where she's played by the Broadway actress Patti LuPone. But while her and Alice are main characters, they're rather small comic characters compared to Agatha, Wicked, and Jennifer. We'll talk about Alice another day, but right now it's Lilia. I also have a video on Jennifer Kale too if you're interested, link above the screen on one of the sides. I don't really know my left from my right very well even though I'm a law major. So it'll either be on the left or the right, I don't know which one. Now, there's some controversy surrounding the character of Lilia, since some argue it's playing with inappropriate Romanian stereotypes. Since I'm not Romanian, I can't talk on if it is or not. However, the comics would use a term that is seen as an outright slur by some, therefore I of course will not be using it. You probably know what it is. Now, I'm not calling the character's creators racist, since at the time of the character's creation, the word wouldn't have been considered as such. I just thought I should address it before getting into the video. Lilia the Witch Queen would make her first appearance in Marvel Premiere issue 12 from 1973, which was a Doctor Strange story, where he was on the search for Baron Mordo in Transylvania, when he was ambushed by local citizens, who would bring Strange to meet their queen, not their actual queen, but the queen of their magical clan, Lilia Calderu, who shows to have some familiarity with Doctor Strange, knowing who he is. Strange asks for her to help finding Mordo, where she gives him his magical spell supposedly to bring him to Mordo. But of course, it's a trap. Lilia instead puts a spell on Strange to make him her pawn, since he's the Sorcerer Supreme, and who doesn't want that in their army of one? She would attempt to use him to get the magic book of Cagliostro from Mordo's castle, with it being revealed that he was actually her ex-lover, and that Mordo stole the book from her. But it's now protected by a demon that she can't face on her own. But while Strange does break free of her power, he does try to protect her from the demon, only for Lilia to be taken out with a fatal blast. Yep, her first appearance was her last appearance. Well, kinda. She does show up later, but as a dead person in flashbacks. This story was really just a detour of Strange vs. Mordo. Lilia could have really been anyone and the story would have been the exact same. Although later stories would add details that were not needed. Trust me, they were not needed at all, but it gets weird. Lilia would stay dead, but it would be revealed that she actually had a daughter with Mordo named Astrid, who would come back here and there. The biggest thing we get from Lilia would be in Doctor Strange issue 8 from 1989, where it would be revealed that Mordo's secret sister was also Lilia's mom. Yes, we're going there, which would make Lilia his niece. She had a daughter with her own uncle. Yeah. Now I suppose there's technically a actual reason for the incest. This is because Astrid has some unfortunate features due to the close relation of her parents, also perhaps even affecting her mind. But that doesn't make it any less gross. Also, her dad is Baron Mordo. You could have just had that darkness runs in the family, not that they stay in the family. You didn't have to have the incest. You really didn't. It just could have been that Astrid was crazy. She could have been disfigured for some other reason. She didn't need to be a product of incest. The character of Astrid, by the way, hasn't appeared since the 90s. I assume because no one wants to talk about this, considering the fact that incest is a very taboo topic, for very understandable reasons, because I want to barf right now. What the fuck? Lilia would return years later in Mystic Arcana Scarlet Witch issue 1 from 2007, in a story showing Wanda's time in Romania as a young witch, where she would have a run-in with Lilia involving a magical artifact known as a Serpent Crown. Wanda would be brought to Lilia by her mother once her powers manifested, since Wanda wasn't fully aware how her powers worked yet. Lilia predicted that Wanda would one day become a very powerful witch, which would come to be. Here Lilia is presented as being a tarot card reader, a witch capable of viewing the future, which of course would be taken for her MCU counterpart. Really the only thing that the characters have in common. This story would also seem to play with the Mordo incest plot, with it being implied that neither of them actually knew they were related to the other. I mean, I guess that makes it kind of better because they're not intentionally engaging in incest, they did it by accident. It's still really effed up. The character of Lilia and Agatha All Along, outside of being a witch who can predict the future, is really just a name only. Which is probably a good thing since the character's comic history is a racist, incestuous hot mess. This Lilia is said to be an older and wiser witch from Italy, although now lives in the States. I think Patti LuPone does a really good job standing out amongst the other witches, since her, Jennifer, and Alice are practically just supporting characters. They're strong supports, but supports nonetheless. However, of the three, Lilia definitely is my favorite, which is surprising because she's my least favorite in the comics. I'm not saying the character can't have any comic accuracy maybe down the line, like maybe a Baron Mordo connection, but not an incestuous one, just like have them be relatives or have them just be lovers, not both. And that's it for Lilia Calderu, the incestuous racist hot mess of a character, who was turned into a pretty good character by Patti LuPone. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!